Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Najwa Afiqah Binti Kamarul Zaman, and I am student from Bachelor of Science Honours Biology, and my final year project title is the determination of physiochemical and nutrient content of incidence fruit, root incidence fruit, and harmonious leaf. And my project is under the supervision of Dr. Najwa Binti Sabri. For background of study, Harmonious, or its scientific name is Mangifera indica, is a mango fruit that only can be found in Perlis, Malaysia. Harmonious is in high demand not only in our country market but also in the international market, and that is why it is essential to maintain the high quality of Harmonious. This mango fruit, however, can be susceptible to the insidious fruit rot (IFR), which is a type of physiological disorder in mango fruit which can lower the quality of Harmonious fruit and leaf on nutrient content and physiochemical characteristics. For the problem statement, first is the improper harvesting time is one of the factors that could affect the quality of mango in terms of size, nutrients, vitamins, and mineral in the supply chain and post-harvest management. Second, a lack of understanding of the origins of many physiological diseases is a serious barrier to the production of high-quality fruit. And the third is the mango's nutrient value, known as the Mango Equality Index, is not widely available. The significance of this study is it might help producers in overcoming IFR in Harmonious by harvesting at the right time, and can also be useful for improving the physiochemical properties of the Harmonious fruit. And the study also may contribute to future research on the nutritive and physiochemical compositions of fruits and leaf with the physiological disorder. There are two objectives in this study, which are the first is to determine the physical and chemical content in IFR harmonious fruit and leaf, and second is to determine the mineral nutrients content in IFR harmonious fruit and leaf. Next, for the literature review in this study, first, for nutrient composition in mango fruits and leaf, mango comprises of macronutrient, includes of carbohydrate, protein, amino acid, lipid, fatty acid, and organic acid, while micronutrient includes of vitamins and minerals. In ripe mango fruit, they are contained of carbohydrates, sugars, which the major are glucose, fructose, and sucrose, and there are also other carbohydrates like starch and pectin. And starch and pectin are major in unripe mango, as the starch will be converted to the fructose and sucrose during ripening. Calcium, potassium, and phosphorus are the most important minerals in mango pulp, with sodium, zinc, and iron being the least in the following order: calcium, potassium, magnesium, sodium, iron, then manganese, zinc, and copper. The content of nutrients with lower mobility in the plant, such as calcium, boron, iron, and manganese, increase in mango leaf from flowering to fruiting, while the levels of high mobility nutrients such as nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, and magnesium decrease. Next, post-harvest physiochemical changes in mango fruit. During ripening, the titratable acidity, Ta, steadily decreases throughout the ripening, whereas the total soluble solid, TSS, and pH gradually increase. The rise in TSS may be attributed to the post-harvest conversion of starch to glucose and fructose, which serve as substrate for fruit respiration. As the fruit on the tree grows and matures, the activity of the fruit goes down. The decreases in titratable acidity that observed during the storage have been linked to the use of acid as respiration substrate. The principal organic acids that are responsible for Ta, titratable acidity, are 6,3 and malic acid. In internal breakdown, in fruit, the acidity starch were found to be higher, whereas the total soluble solid, pH, sucrose, and soluble protein were found to be lower. Last, for literature review in this study is insidious fruit rot (IFR), which is one of the physiological disorders that can arise in harmonious fruit. And this disease is an internal breakdown that does not display outward harm on the fruit's exterior. Harmonious that damaged by IFR is often to have soft and light firmness in the sinus area, which is at the bottom part of the fruit, and also can release a yeasty odor. IFR incidence in Harmonious was also can be related to a nutritional imbalance deficit with high positive nitrogen levels and low calcium levels in leaves and fruits. More than that, the big size of Harmonious fruit are more susceptible to get this disease, which is IFR. For the methodology, the experimental site in this study is at Harmonious Plot B Unit Ladang UiTM, Aropolis. First, for leaf sampling and sample preparation, the mature leaf will pick up from the middle part of the flush, which is described as the third and fourth of leaf of spring flush shoot. Second, for fruit sampling and sample preparation, there are only 9 trees that have fruits out of 60, which give a total about 57 of fruits were harvested at week 8. And for IFR detection in Harmonious fruit, we're using Harmonious IFR analyzer before post-harvest treatment, and after post-harvest treatment, the fruits will detect for the IFR using the elongated cutting section method. For nutrient analysis, the mineral contents in fruit and leaf were determined using inductively coupled plasma optical emission spectrometry, which is ICP-OES. Next, for the physiochemical analysis of fruit, there are three parameters were determined in this study. First, the determination of total soluble solid, TSS, by using the digital refractometer. Next, the determination of the pH by using the pH meter. And lastly, the determination of titratable acidity, TA, where the change of color sample turned to a pink represent the end point of titration, and the reading milliliter of 0.1% sodium hydroxide that used was calculated. Then the result was presented in citric acid percentage. For result and discussion, first descriptive analysis, as shown in table 1, is the descriptive analysis of harmonious fruit physiochemical parameters. First, total soluble solid. In the presence of IFR, the range value between 13.6 bricks to 19.2 bricks, while in the absence of IFR, the range value between 13.9 bricks to 20 bricks. For total acidity, TA, in the presence of IFR, the range value between 0.217% to 1.337%, and in the absence of IFR, the range value between 0.2048% and to 1.136%. For pH, in the presence of IFR, the range value between 2.6 to 4.8, while in the absence of IFR, the range value between 3.1 to 4.5. As shown in table 2 is the percentage of IFR detection by using IFR Harmonious analyzer in harmonious fruit from each tree. As we can see from this table, there are only 2 trees where their fruit measured to be detected with the IFR, where the trees are number 48 and 52. So the percentage of IFR detection for the 48 tree is 40%, whereas the percentage for the 52nd tree is 23.68%. The 6, 7, 26, 34, 42nd, 53rd, and 60th trees had no fruit detected with IFR, indicating 0%. Next, IFR detection show elongated cutting section method, where this done after post-harvest treatment. So the table at the right side show the percentage of IFR detection through elongated cutting section method. So there are 6 trees. Major fruits were found to have IFR when inspected through elongated cutting section, and the trees were numbered 7, 26, 34, 42nd, 48, and 52nd, while the 6, 53rd, and 60 had no fruit identified with IFR, indicating 0%. As shown in figure 3, we can see that the correlation study demonstrates that titratable acidity was negatively correlated with pH value. This suggests that the pH and TA patterns are not disturbed by this investigation of IFR incidence, where the titratable acidity steadily decreases throughout ripening, whereas the pH gradually increases. The right side is the bar chart of mineral nutrient analysis in both fruit and leaf of Harmonious. The calcium has the highest percentage in leaf, followed by potassium and phosphorus, where these include the trees that have a lot of IFR fruit and trees that do not have any IFR fruit at all. The potassium is the most abundant in fruit, followed by calcium and phosphorus. However, calcium shows result in low concentration, which is one of the research reasons suggested for harmonious fruit having IFR. As a conclusion to this study, total soluble solid of harmonious fruit with IFR present varied from 13.6 bricks to 19.2 bricks, whereas the value range for total acidity TA is 0.217% to 1.337%, and the pH is between 2.6 to 4.8. The trees that grow major IFR fruits have higher TSS and have negative correlation between pH and TA. Next, calcium has the highest percentage in leaf, followed by potassium and phosphorus, and is consistent with the trend. And potassium is the most abundant in fruit. However, calcium shows result in low concentration, which is one of the research reasons suggested for harmonious fruit to have IFR. Last but not least, for the recommendation to this study is Additional research into the physical and chemical properties of IFR Harmonious should be undertaken, and another parameter can be made, such as antioxidants or total phenolic content of IFR Harmonious fruit in the future research. And there is also need to develop of Harmonious Equality Index as a wide-ranging approach for evaluating harmonious nutritional quality. So that's only from me for my final year project presentation, and thank you for listening.